Hi, today we're going to look at a Jamboard. Google Jamboard is one of my favorite tools because we can do so much with it. Um, it is a very quick collaboration board for our students. So this is one that I put together so that you can kind of see how it works. The first part of this is kind of a matching thing here after we've learned about parts of a flower. I've set the background so you can't move the background, but you can move the text and you can move the sticky notes here so that we can put these together. And I've done this so that I can do a quick assessment for my students. The next thing that you'll see is you have different boards, or what they're called frames, so that you can write. So this one, you would take the pen and you would put in, you know, the word petal. I'm doing this with my mouse, so I apologize. And then, you would have your students do that. And then, of course, the last board that we have here is draw a flower and label the parts. So they could, again, draw all the flowers. And then on this one, this is kind of like a free board. And so I would have them maybe look up or find a flower. So I would do a Google search and just type the word flower. I would ask them to please find a flower that had all the parts, and then you can insert it, and then they can label the parts of their flower that they were able to do here. Google Jamboard is really quick. It's a really fast way to do this. I'm going to show you how we would do a new Jamboard here. So if you go to jamboard.google.com, you're going to come to a screen. If you've never made a Jamboard, you would have a blank screen here. And then we're going to just hit the plus sign here. As we do this, of course, you can see up here, we're going to name it. So we're just going to do practice. And then hit OK. Now, the one thing with Jamboard is you need to be very careful and understand that once you share this with your students, they will have control of all the parts. One of the reasons I like a Jamboard is because I can put all my students on it at one time. But that can be a little bit tricky if you have students that write inappropriate things or are not behaving appropriately. They can erase things that are put on there. So you have to really give your students a good background, some background information about digital citizenship and what that might mean. Another thing that is really important when you share, you need to make sure that your setting is anyone with the link, and they need to be editors. If they aren't editors, they can't move or write or do anything. A couple of quick things here. You can set the background. So if you have a specific background in mind, you can do an image, or you can upload. Or if you have something from your drive, you can do it there. Or they have some pre-made backgrounds. Okay. As you go to do this, one of the ways that I love to use this is using a sticky note. And I'll just say, like, do a quick check-in. How are you doing on your assignment? And maybe this student says, I need help. And they can put, they can, once they hit enter, and then they can move it anywhere they want. They can make it bigger, smaller. You can have several students at the same time. One thing that we have tried in the past is assigning different boards. So this could be, you could do a text box here and say students M to Z, right? And you just, so those students can do this board, and then these students can do, so students A through L, and then that way you are kind of breaking up the content. You can make up to 20 boards, 20 frames, and so if you have a group project, you would assign frame 1 to group 1, frame 2 to group 2, frame 3 to group 3, and and so on. They can also add pictures here by doing a Google search. There are a lot of great ways to use this. If you're finished with this, if you hit clear frame, it will just take it back to, it will clear everything. So that's one of the reasons that students have to be very careful is if, you know, your class has gone in and done an assignment and one of the students goes in and clears the frame, then they have to start over. So you do have to do some training with your students on that. You have a pen, an eraser, the select arrow that needs to be selected if you're moving from frame to frame, sticky notes, pictures, shapes, text box, and then a laser pointer. Those are kind of your tools. You do have an option to download. So once you have finished the assignment, you can download it so that you can grade it if you needed to. You can save an image. Um, you can delete it, of course, make a copy. You can see version history, but the version history just tells you who has logged in and who has worked. It doesn't actually tell you thing by what each person has done. The reason that I really love this is just it gives you a very quick way to check in with your students. And I hope this tutorial helped. Good luck, and I hope you all try a Jamboard.